From the construction of the Giza pyramids to the modern helicopters and yachts depicted in hieroglyphics written thousands of years ago, Egypt's land is full of such mysteries that leave the human intellect stunned. Located 550 kilometers from Cairo, one of the ancient cities of Egypt known as Abydos is situated. On one side of it, the Nile River flows 11 kilometers away, while on the other side, only vast stretches of sand can be found. In 1988, a strange object emerged from the sand due to a storm. A structure made of extremely rough wood, severely damaged and hollowed out. Welcome back to our new video. The archaeologists refrained from completely removing these rugged boats from the sand, fearing that they would break, leaving a significant enigma unresolved. With the aid of a few wood samples, they determined that these boats are 5,000 years old, making them 500 years older than the Giza pyramid. Yet, this singular answer was insufficient to unravel the mystery. Upon observing the location where these boats stand, the initial assumption would be that it was the bank of the Nile River during that era. However, experts swiftly dismissed this notion, as the boats would have been in an incomplete position if they had been floating along the riverbank. Instead, they stand perfectly upright in front of each other, indicating that they were brought to this location and erected. In addition, the archaeologists conducted a thorough examination of the surrounding landscape. However, there was no evidence to suggest that the Nile River used to flow through this area. So, who owned these boats? If they didn't sail into the river and end up here, then why were they brought to the desert? A clue emerged when the boat's decks were reconstructed using 3D graphics. These were no ordinary boats. They were rowing vessels, operated by 30 individuals working together with the assistance of a jib, much like today's raft boats. To unravel the mystery of the Abydos boats, Egyptologists began to thoroughly explore the surrounding area. The location where this raft is buried exhibits the remains of a significantly large clay brick structure. Experts believe that this structure served as an ancient Egyptian place of worship, where they paid homage to their god, the pharaoh. Various events were likely held here, as evidenced by the presence of clay vessels, sometimes containing food and alcohol. Carbon dating of these vessels indicated that they were crafted during the same era as the 14 boats. Egyptologists now had a strong conviction that these 14 boats were somehow connected to this structure. Upon closer examination of the boats, a significant discovery emerged, a sign that would lead to a major breakthrough in this investigation. Clay bricks were also discovered around the boats. The brick wall followed the curvature of the boats, as if specifically constructed for these unique vessels. This wall not only surrounded the sides of the boats, but also featured bricks underneath them. If there were bricks on 3 sides, it was plausible that there were also bricks on top of the boats, which, over time, had eroded and turned to clay. Let me share with you that when the pyramids were newly constructed, a similar type of white plaster was applied to their top layers. Archaeologists have discovered abundant evidence indicating that ancient Egyptians used white limestone plaster for aesthetic purposes. Following the application of limestone plaster, the pyramids also gleamed like pearls in the desert. After many years, archaeologists have made significant progress in unraveling the mystery of the Abydos boats. One thing has been confirmed. These boats did not arrive here by floating along the Nile River. The advanced design of the boats is evidence that they belonged to an ancient Egyptian king and were placed within brick coffins. The search for the answer to the final question, why were the boats placed in coffins, led archaeologists to an Egyptian king's tomb located merely 1.5 kilometers away in the desert, where they are interred after death. Surprisingly, this tomb was constructed during the same period as the vessels in the boats in the place of worship. Not only was the pharaoh's mother buried in this tomb, but the small boxes you see alongside it contain the pharaoh's close companion. These companions were buried on the same day the king passed away, as a tribute to their loyalty and to accompany their pharaoh, their god, in the afterlife. They believed that to facilitate the journey after death, all the king's wealth, possessions, and even servants should be buried with him. I hope you enjoyed and will share this video. Thank you very much for your kind comments. Stay tuned for our next exciting video.